Hello, everybody. So it is April, so that means it is a new month's new layout, I guess. I have a brand new layout that I'm going to show off to you guys, so yes. So just heading in here, just giving you guys a quick little overview of the layout and everything. So yeah, I have two layouts actually, so I'll probably show off both of them. Because I have a Trackmaster layout, and I have a wooden railway layout all in one. All in one room. So that is pretty exciting if you ask me. So I figured I'd just start with my Trackmaster layout because, yeah. um, so let me just get in there quickly. So here it is. We have, so it's off at Timness Sheds. And yes, I can fit two layouts in one room. Pretty impressive, but, we have Thomas and all of his friends. I have more of his friends waiting to get out of the packages, but so this track right here beside Rebecca goes to a siding. Then Rebecca and Caitlin's buffers end in sidings. And then we have Spencer, and his line goes in a loop. Like all the way around in a loop. Like the whole track loops around each other. So does this line, so yes, that goes around in a loop that's held back there. And yeah. So yeah, then this line comes around. I'm literally in the way. This switch comes to where Gator is, comes around, and yes, I put a crane from the wooden railway layout in here. Comes around to a salty and border wall, and then it loops into the steamworks. So, yes, this layout is quite small, but all that I try to do with that, the Trackmaster, just have a loop, is that gives me much more space out here to build a wooden railway layout. So, yes. So, as you can see, the wooden railway layout has the majority of the room. The Trackmaster just gets the space back there. But the wooden railway layout has the majority of the room in here. So yeah, so let's start up the sheds. So here at Tinnis Sheds, we have a whole bunch of engines. Marion, Gator, Oliver, Winston, Charlie, Rosie, Edward, Samson, Thomas, Lady, and Ryan. So yeah, and Trevor, obviously. So a lot of these tracks right here just end in buffers and sidings because, yeah. But, this one line here, so from the sheds, there's literally only 3 ways out from the sheds, so there's not, like, a whole bunch of different tracks. So, Oliver's line comes to the switch here, where Bill and Ben, not Oliver, Winston's line, and then, we'll go on Bill's track. Bill's track goes underneath the narrow gauge layout, past the oil derrick, and then loops in the Knapford station. So yes, here is the same track that comes in right here. Heroes line, and then it comes straight into Knapford Station right here into platform 2. And then that line comes to 1, but yeah, we'll get back to that. So yes, if you go straight, you'll come to see Mavis right here talking to Westy. Her line goes through this tunnel, and then over a crossing to where Steven is. Steven's line goes through Henry's tunnel, and then to the switch here. So if you come back to the sheds, there's 2 lines. There's one that comes over here, and one that goes that way. Ryan's line goes into Knapford Station right there, and Charlie's line goes up to this very tall bridge thingy here, to where Donald is, and then it loops in. It loops down, and by the way, my cousin requested me to do that. So yeah, anyways, then it comes to the station, and then back down to Fergus, and that comes to this line that locks onto that track. So yeah, so that's all the lines, but then, yeah. So this is actually the first time Knapford Station I put not, like, coming out from the sheds. But all these lines just connect it together, like, from back here. Platform 1 goes, it's kind of confusing, but it goes through this crossing, and then this little loop, like it's literally just a loop right here. So yeah, and then it comes through, and then through that the same crossing, and then over and around where the floor is, so that's kind of unique right there. I've never actually, I don't think I've done that. It's just putting a bunch of switches together. Yeah, the line goes to the floor is where there's this bridge. It comes down and around, and then it goes over this bridge, which goes over 2 sections of track to a scuff is. Oh no. And then it comes down to this very complicated area. I don't even know how I even got in here, but yeah. So yeah, anyways, the line that this way, it goes in the Knapford station, and then the Hero's line and this line just connect the one to where Gordon is. And then also platform 3, which 3 and 4 come into one, and then they go off. They run parallel with each other until platform 4 goes on the bridge, but then platform 3 runs into platform 1. So 1, 2, and 3 all come to the same line, and then it comes to where Hugo is, and then on this very high viaduct right here. So yeah, I'm just fixing it, but it comes up to this bridge right here, down across on this very tight corner to where Frida is, and then you come to the sheds where that gets complicated, where these engines are. James's line from Gordon's Hill comes down, then it gets complicated too. It comes to this switch where you go to the sheds or keep going this way. So Douglas is here, then that comes into the docks. So this line comes to 2, but then it comes back to 1 line, so yeah. So 1 line, like, engines could just wait, while the other line could be like the main line. Then that loops back to a Stepney and Harveyall, and that we covered that part. Then Porter's, this extra track, this is where it gets complicated. It comes through the docks, and yes, I kept the docks in the same location. I literally did not move the docks because it fits perfectly right here. So yeah, but it loops around, and then it loops into the very confusing crossway where Scruff is. So this line right here on the crossway goes into the sheds, and that other line goes back here, and then a line that goes all the way back there. Like, it goes all the way back. That's all one track. So yes, it's not the main land that's still Sotoa, but it's a very long buffer back there. So this little piece right here is actually a support for, like, the roof up there, if you guys can see, but there's this little support that comes down, so I literally put some built track on top. But this is literally the door, so, like, I'm right inside the door. We have the Flying Scotsman, and these are the magic buffers. He's right behind, so yeah. Then we have a stop sign that Diesel 10 knocked over, where he is. We have Dodge Sydney D199, and then a stop sign. So there's multiple stop signs warning engines not to come down this long siding. They probably do, and then it comes to the magic buffers. Where, yeah. So yeah, that's that long track. So I believe I covered the standard gauge layout, and yes, it's pretty small. There's just this one sign where Hobby is that goes to the diesel sheds back there. So I think I covered it all. Like, it's really tight and complicated. Like, it is so hard to get out from the crawl space because there's these posts right here. So yeah, but yeah, so now let's get into the narrow gauge layout. And guys, while I'm here, I completely forgot to show one part of the standard gauge layout. It's actually a track that switches off here, and this is the standard gauge Steamworks track. So yes, so this is narrow gauge track, this is standard gauge. So yes, the Steamworks is always how I start building my layouts, but so we'll start back here. So we have Coldy and then this crane. So what happens is, I'll let Coldy demonstrate. You come through the station when you're ready to turn around. The crane comes and you get picked up by it. And the crane drops you down. And then you can go the other way. So yes, that's how that is designed. Anyways, his line goes under the standard gauge layout, because this is a standard gauge bridge. It wasn't the narrow gauge layout, now it's on the standard gauge. Through to the station, so technically I guess he was at the station, even though it's a narrow gauge station. Standard gauge engines can still come to the station. And then they go over the standard gauge layout where Fearless Freddy is, down to where Westy is, and I just realized what the windmill on the standard gauge layout. So I'll turn it like this. So then there's Westy, and then Duke, that's crossing over the narrow gauge layout. And then his line comes back to the switch where Luke is. And this is just a long loop, and then the Ulster Castle is there, that's why Steven's here as well. And then it goes back to right there, so those lines, if you don't want to go in the loop, you can go this way and off the station over there. So yeah. So Peter Sam's line and Proteus's line are part of the loop. So yes, but then you come back to the turntable. So you have Scolari and Linnaeus, Mighty Mac on the turntable. Then there's three ways. These two tracks connect to one. And then there's Duncan. And that line goes to the Steamworks. Then there's a siding where Victor sits. Then there's this one other line that's right here that comes. I realized I literally forgot it was going to nothing. Like, I forgot all about building it, and now it came to nothing. So yes, so they technically can't go that far because we're into the Trackmaster. So yes, it gets pretty complicated because, like, it runs right beside the Trackmaster layout, so I literally don't know where to sit down, I guess right there. Or right here. But yeah, so yes, here, that is basically the whole layout, both layouts. So yes, here's the overview from this angle. So yes, so yeah, that is my, layout for the next season, season 5. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and happy Easter, because today is Good Friday, and I'm recording this on Easter, basically. So yes, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!